Hello, everyone. Got a little cold, so apologies for that. I'm pretty sure you can't catch it, though, listening to this audio in your own home, nowhere near me. Um, we kind of finished up the intro to Minetest modding, and now we're going to be starting making an actual mod. As you will recall, if you've watched the previous videos, we were just doing this new mod thing that was kind of just a bunch of silliness. So we're going to actually work on making a real mod now. I'm going to call it Survival. I will be doing everything with lowercase because that tends to be a little cleaner. We're going to do on Unix type systems usually a capital and a non-capital lettered file name will be read differently. Okay, so we just pretty much made two folders here, one for models, one for textures. If you've watched any of the other videos, you kind of know where we're going at here. I'm using Genie, and then we are going to open. And we are not going to be opening that. We are going to be opening Minetest. I am doing this on a Linux system, so if you obviously are doing this on Windows or Mac OS, it is going to be a little bit different. I will be putting up all of this code on GitHub, and I will actually even have I will put some of the uploading to GitHub in this video as well, potentially. It's been a minute since I've done that, so I may have to give myself a refresher as to how that even works. Basically right here what we're doing is we are setting this up so each, like the crafting recipes will all be one file, nodes will be one file, fuels, ABMs, cooking, everything like that, they'll all get their own files. So what we do here is we're just, in our main program piece, we're telling it to load these other files. Now, of course, as you'll notice, we don't have any other files yet, but we will be making those in a second. First off, I think we're going to do crafting. And if you're making crafting, we're doing survival. Because we are getting the mod path of survival, which is this folder right here. And then we are going to load the crafting.lua file. And then we close that parenthesis out. And wait, why are we closing a parenthesis out before we do a quote? There we go. That should be right. We have survival. That should be 2 dots, not 3. Man, I gotta stop hitting the wrong buttons here. Okay, so we save that. And then we need to create a new document called crafting. And then we'll do the same thing. We'll open that. Now, alternately, I think I can actually... Yep, I can just drag and drop right in. Okay, now crafting. I usually start things with comments, but if this is just me crafting recipes, I suppose there's really not much sense in making a comment to say craft recipes. So we do Minetest register craft, parentheses, squirrely brace, enter, tab in twice. You can do it just once, just be consistent. I like doing it twice for these because it makes it look a little bit nicer. Now, what are we going to output? Well, the first thing we're going to make is we're going to make cotton, and we're going to do that out of grass. So we are going to output cotton as part of farming, colon, cotton. And we only want to output 1. So we will put a 1, put a comma at the end there, enter, and then we need a recipe for that, of course. Recipe is done inside of more curly braces. And then we tab in 1, and then we're going to be using default grass_1. Any grass that is in player's inventory becomes default grass underscore 1, regardless of what size it was when they dug it. When they place it, 1 is randomly selected. And then we are going to do that. Don't want to do that. Do that. And then we are just going to copy this. So pretty much, we will be making 1 piece of cotton out of 9 pieces of grass. Kind of difficult, sure, but you don't want to make it too easy. I just find I just find that it's really difficult to find cotton seeds. I mean, I find wheat seeds all the time, but cotton seeds, those are hard to stumble upon. Okay, so we close this out. Parentheses are closed. Square brackets or curly brackets are closed. Curly brackets, all the curly brackets. So that's good. Let's save this. Now immediately we have a problem, because we're not saying that we need to be using farming or default. So let's jump back over into the survival folder. Whoops. Didn't want to create a folder. Let's create a new document. And this we are going to call depends.txt. And now you are going to be depending on, what, 2 things? Well, farming, of course, and default, because we are grabbing recipes out of defaults, and we're outputting, or we're grabbing items out of default, and outputting items that are part of farming. So we're going to need those 2 in our depends. And then we can close that. Now, if we were to play this right now, let's create a new world. Let's call it seed. I don't know what happened to my T there. Survival, save, play. What? How did we get an error? What did I do wrong here? Do file, Minetest, get mod path, parentheses, survival, /crafting. That looks right. Let's take a quick peek at the debug output. Hopefully this is not too large. 139 kilobytes. Attempt to call global output. A no value. In line 2 of crafting. What? Output. Farming cotton. Oh! Yep, it does help if you remember to put your equal signs in there. Okay, let's try this again. Looks like it's working. Wahoo. This is an icky place to be. I'm not going to find any grass over here. That's alright, though. We will hit the \, key, and then type give me default :grass _1, and we'll just do 9. Proceed. Now we have 9 grass in our inventory. Oh, looks like we're in creative mode, too. Oh, well, I think we can still craft in creative mode. We'll put 1 piece of grass in each, and we get 1 piece of cotton. Now we need... that was. Cotton, we need 9 pieces of to get a block of wool. Wool you need for beds or for sleeping bags. Hey, what? Why is that not working? Is it just 4? Okay, it's 4. So you need 4 pieces of string to get a block of wool. Which means, if you're using 9 pieces of grass for 1 piece of string, 36 pieces of grass will get you 1 piece of wool. I have a feeling that whilst you are looking for cotton seeds, you're probably going to dig up more than that amount of grass before you get cotton seed to grow cotton plants and then wait to harvest your cotton. So, it makes it a little bit easier, but it's still difficult. It makes sense. I mean, long stringy grass, you can kind of turn that into a rope, turn that into, wool. I wouldn't say it's really 100% feasible, but obviously Minetest is not a 100% realistic game, so That's all right. Okay, so we kind of looked at that. Let's go over. Let's do something else that's kind of important. We're going to put in a README file. And you know what, right away we're going to put in a credits. Wow. Credits. Not necessarily important, but something I like to do. We'll do a change log. And finally we are going to do license. I think that's right. .txt. Our license is going to be, you can use whatever license you want to learn more about license. Usually, of course, I always prefer Creative Commons license. Go to creativecommons.org, I think, to learn about all the other different ones. But I'm just going to do all the graphics and code in this mod are licensed under a Creative Commons 0. License under let's finish this now. Creative Commons 0. So pretty much that means like public domain. Anybody can use it for anything. They don't have to credit back to me. That does mean that everything that we do use in here will have to be created by me/us. Because with me making this into a GitHub repository, I will be opening it up to pull requests. So if you want to add things to this, you will be able to. And we'll go over that in a future video. Changelog. I like using that. Today is 3/4/15, even though this video will not be releasing till later than that. Whoops. What happened there? And we're going to do brace, or not a brace, a colon, and then we're going to say started mod, added cotton recipe. Uploaded to GitHub. So we have that. And the other thing, credits. Right now it's just me, so code and graphics by Nathan. Obviously, if somebody makes a pull request and we merge it, their name gets added to the credits. Here's the license. The README. What's the README for? Well, this is where we say a little bit about the mod. So we'll start with something a little fun like, hi, thanks for reading this. This mod aims to add several survival type aspects. And then we might do something like planned items include machete. I think that's about right. Let's see. Water bottle. Thirst bar. Bugs/food. Gonna do something where when you dig in dirt, you'll have a random chance of maybe finding bugs. Some bugs will be edible, some will be poisonous. You'll have to find out by trial and error, or by Googling it, because I'll use real bugs that are poisonous or non-poisonous. Sleeping bags. Leafy beds. What else am I thinking of doing in here? Oh, barrels. Like chests, but barrel shapes. That's kind of it for right now. And we can always add more things to this. So we're kind of, I'm kind of a survival buff. I don't know if buff's the right word. I watch all the Bear Grylls stuff. So it's kind of going to be like a Bear Grylls mod, and I think there actually is one such a mod for Minecraft, but I'm going to be kind of making something similar to that for Minetest. So, just kind of give a brief outline of what you're trying to accomplish with this mod so people kind of know. The README, I think, is usually what the GitHub will show right on that main page. So you kind of want to have something that's going to grab their attention, like, oh yeah, I want to get this mod. Okay, so we've got our different things there. We are going to do repositories, and we're going to create a new one. We're going to call it survival, and you'll notice that I already had a survival name before, but I deleted that. Yeah. Okay, and then we're going to do a description. It's optional. Let's do a mod that adds some survival aspects to my test. Because we already have stuff created locally on our machine, we are not going to initialize this repository with a README. We will not be adding a git, ignore, or a license. So we'll just create repository. Okay, so it took a while. As you'll see, all of my codes here that did not work. I've kind of got it, I think. We need to, when first creating one, this first line doesn't matter. We initialize, that you have to do. So you need to change your terminal, command prompt, whatever you're running it through, into the directory where the mod is. So in this case, Minetest mod survival. Then we initialize, which pretty much creates a .git zip file, or something along those lines. Then we need to add, and this is where I'm at right now. Git add. We want to add everything, so I don't know if we can do like an asterisk. Maybe. And then we need a comment. Okay, looks like asterisk works. So we git add asterisk, that'll add everything. Then we need a comment for it, because every time you upload something, you have to say what you're doing. So in this case, I did initial upload 1. Kind of lame, I know. And then we do git remote add origin, and then whatever the location is where the GitHub repository is located online. In my case, of course, it is located right where you see me typing this. Not get, git. Remote origin already exists. That's because I've already done this like 4 times. You won't have to do that the first time. You're pretty much just telling the computer where the online repository is that this is syncing to. So once you do it the first time, you don't ever have to do it again. And the first time you will not get this fatal error. And then to upload it, it's as simple as git push u. I'm not sure. I'm assuming the u is for update. And then origin master. Because you can do different branches, which we may get into later. This isn't meant to be so much about GitHub. And then you need your username. I know you can set up, and of course your password. You can set up on Linux, and I'm assuming you can do the same for Mac and Windows. To have that stored on Linux, it's called your keyring. I don't know what they would say it is on Windows or Mac, and so you don't have to enter it every time. And then I put that in. So there's 10 objects compressed using up to 4 threads. I have a quad-core computer. Compressed the objects. It wrote the objects to upload to here. And then branch master set up to track remote master from origin. So now if we refresh this page, and sometimes it takes a couple seconds before it'll show. There we go. So we have a readme MD file, which is nothing, but we have a, wait a minute, oh no. Wait, so that works, why didn't readme? Oh, that's why, because there's 2 readme files here. We can do some editing from here, if we hit, not that, come on, how do we do it? Because I don't want this readme to exist here. Just the delete button on that. Delete it. Delete. Yeah. Didn't want this file. And that'll show up as a comment there. And then we have this README, which now shows up right there, as I had been mentioning.